Hola, hola, hola. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, Woman of Success Without Limits. I remind you that this podcast, este show, es para ustedes, las MujerPreneurs. And today I have something really special for you. Today I have tools and strategies for your business success. Amigas chulas hermosas. I am your host to the Mujer de Éxito Unbounded. My name is Marti Marti Angel, and I am here, chulas hermosas. Welcome back to another empowering episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded. What is this podcast about? This podcast is where I lift you up and you lift me up, where we lift each other up, share our journeys, and unlock the secrets to mastering the digital landscape. As I said before, I am your host, Marti Angel, and today we are taking a deep dive into this topic that is so near and dear to my heart. I love being a digital marketer. I didn't realize I was a content creator, but today we are going to empower you with tools and strategies to build your successful business. If you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel live, remember to hit that subscribe bell so that you can get notified every time I go live. And just a little hint, pretty soon, in about a month and a half maybe, I am going to be giving you, the MujerPreneur, a free course, 5-week course on helping you build your first funnel step by step. As a formal educator in the business department, in the college realm, I want to make sure that I'm helping you, the MujerPreneur, gain clarity and focus not only on who you serve, but to be able to make your first funnel, to be able to make your first sale. Is it free? Yes, but you are going to have to sign up. And I will put a link below so that you can join the waiting list as soon as it opens up. So make sure you look for the link below. Anyway, vamos, let's get to it. If you're listening to me on the Mujer de Éxito audio version, I just want to say gracias. So before I begin, quiero darles las gracias a todas for tuning in and for being part of this incredible comunidad. If you haven't already, be sure, like I said, to subscribe and to the podcast and leave a review. Your positive reviews will help me attract more and help more MujerPreneurs so that they can rock 6 figures. Your support means the world to me and helps me to reach more amazing mujeres like yourself. Okay. Well, vamos. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me start with a story. Picture this. Una joven latina full of sueños, okay? So I just want to make sure that you realize that today it is important for us to be able to speak here, openly. Las conversaciones que tenemos aquí are inspired by women like yourself, each of you running your own businesses, running their own little negocito, and each really overcoming a pillar of fuerza and also just being that resilient ejemplo to other young Latinas. Imagine that you're a young Latina entrepreneur and you are, let's say, graduating from college and you have this drive to start your own business. You don't know where you are, and it's important for you to be able to identify, to see yourself in mujeres like you or as the song says, mujeres como tú, right? And so knowing that one day you can become just like that person, that mujerpreneur that you see, it's critically important. Now imagine that beautiful Latina. As we fast forward a few years, that young girl is now a mujerpreneur, and she's navigating the digital world, facing retos and celebrating victorias. But that young girl could be you, could have been me, or could have been your daughters, your primas, your sobrinas, whoever it was. And in order for her to succeed, she needs to have examples like you, como tú. Like you, the amazing women, the amazing mujeres that are creating strong businesses because of their resiliency, because of their perseverance. Amazing mujeres como tú in our comunidad. Knowing that juntas podemos más. Now you need to ask yourself, if you're listening to this, you need to ask yourself, am I helping those? ¿Estoy extendiendo la mano para ayudar a esas que todavía no llegan a donde yo estoy? Am I extending my hand down to give a lift and a boost to those who are not yet where I am? So today, mujeres hermosas chulas, we are going to unlock the secretos that will empower you to build a successful negocio. Just like the mujeres in my little story. Imagine. So important. So here's what I want to share with you today. Let's talk about mindset. Mindset is the foundation of any successful negocio because it starts in your mind. It starts there. And if that mindset of yours is, talking you out of it, then we need to change that mindset. You need to believe. Tienes que creer en ti misma. It's about believing in yourself. Even when the odds are stacked against you. And here's another little story. This is my little share, my little story. But I remember when I was an assistant principal. I was an assistant principal that had my heart set on becoming a principal. So I said to myself, what am I going to need in order to be able to get to that principalship? And what I did was I sought out 3 different principals and I sat with them and I just asked if I could pick their brain. What made you decide to be a principal and what were the steps you took to get there? And as we as entrepreneurs know, all of those steps were so different for everybody. They were so different. And I want to say the odds were stacked against me because, number 1, I was Latina. Number 2, there was only 2 Latinas in the largest district here in San Diego as principals. And number 3, all of our board of directors, the school board members were all white. All the principals, 90% of the principals were white. The assistant superintendents and the superintendent, all white. So the odds were stacked against me. But the only thing I knew was that la comunidad that I wanted to serve were all mi gente. They were my gente. 89% of the population of the school that I wanted to principal at was Hispanic. And they had never had an Hispanic female principal before. So now you think about yourself. When the odds are stacked against you, it's about embracing your herencia. So I needed to embrace my culture. I needed to make sure that I could get out into the community that I wanted to serve. So before I was principal, I was out in the community sharing my volunteerism. I was volunteering at community events, even though I was not part of that community yet. But I wanted to gather a unique perspective. And that's what you need to do. You need to gather your unique perspective and use it as your power. Usar esa perspectiva como tu fuerza. As a Latina entrepreneur, a mujerpreneur, as I've coined the term, you need to understand that we have a rich tapestry of cultura and experiencias that shape who we are and how we approach business. Oh, I honestly feel that entrepreneurship is in our blood. Siendo emprendedora, corre en nuestra sangre. We know we have to hustle in order to make ends meet. That's a given. And that was something that was taught to me by my mother. You see, my mother and my father were both entrepreneurs. They were both like me, or I was like them. They were what I would call straddlers, which meant that they had one foot in the entrepreneurial world and one foot in the business world. They both were employees. Interestingly enough, they were both employees in the actual business that they had their own entrepreneurial business in. And that was amazing for me. All I knew is that when I was there, I wanted to marriage, education, and business, not understanding at that point in time that running a school is running a business. And the better the scores, the higher the stress level, right? The better the scores, the higher the stress level, because we had to move them up. But I was running a business. I was running the business of educating students. And so, interestingly enough, I knew then that I needed more digital help. And you, as a mujerpreneur, one of your biggest retos, one of your biggest challenges that we face today in 2024 is the digital overwhelm. Whew. Yes. Even myself, sometimes I am just like dunzo, como le decimos, dunzo. I am in digital overwhelm. There are so many. If you hear me, mujerpreneur, tell me, raise your hand, send me a DM, talk to me. Are you in digital overwhelm? I mean, think about it. There are so many plataformas, herramientas, and estrategias out there that it can make you feel like, oh my goodness. Yes, and now I'll say it fully in English. There are so many platforms, so many tools, and so many strategies, and not one strategy works for everybody. It's no wonder you're feeling that digital overwhelm. And I feel you. I've been there. Sometimes it can feel like you're drowning in options. And I feel you. And that's why I became a Latina biz coach, right? You can call me a Latina digital business coach, if that's what you want to call me. But I feel like the thing that I love the most is being that empowering Latina coach. So my secret for you is to use my number one tool and strategy, which is to simplify and focus. Now, let me tell you that simplifying and focus isn't part of my ADHD brain. No es. But you have to identify platforms that resonate with you, that are going to make your life easier, not make it harder, because you have to study and figure out how that, platform works. So tienes que identificar las plataformas that resonate most with your audiencia, with your audience. And for that, you need to know exactly who you serve. You need to have clarity on who you serve. And for many of us, another way that we feel overwhelmed is like, where do I go? Where do I post? Do I post over here? Do I post over here? Do I TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, Reddit, Medium, all of these things, where these platforms are of no relevance to you if your audience is not on there. Now, I'm going to go against the grain. It's normally they'll tell you, the gurus will tell you, you have to go where your people are. But now with social media, I think you need to know who you are and begin to share who you are, and then people will begin to find you and follow you. But for many of us right now, the middle of the road, platform is Instagram. And it's a powerful tool to connect and engage. I want to share something with you. One of the things that's really, really important for all of you, tienen que saber esto. Don't try to master everything at once. Been there, done that. With my little ADHD brain, been there, done that. Pick one or two plataformas, learn them inside out, and grow from there. Same thing for your email marketing. Same thing for your funnel building. So you need to make sure you pick one or two and stay with them. And try to figure them out so that you can reach more, so that you can be authentic when you talk. And I want to talk about authenticity. Let's talk about authenticity. In a world filled with filtros and highlight reels, and authenticity will stand out. Share your historia. Share your historia. I am being very authentic. People will look at me and say, oh, she likes to doll herself up. I don't use a filter. Do I love to wear makeup? Yes. Do I love to wear eyelashes? Yes. Do I love to wear hats? Yes. But that's me. It has nothing to do with you. It's all me. That's just me. I love it. So it's not a chore. If you do things that feel like a chore, you'll never do them. You start to procrastinate. And then once you've found things that you love to do, share your historia, share your struggles. For example, today, May 22nd, I am recording this. And you may be listening to the audio on May 24th. But today I posted up a vulnerability post. I don't do them often. In fact, I can't remember the last time I did one. But be you. You've got to be yourself. Another little historia here. I love to take bird walks. All my college students would say, oh, she's going on a bird walk. But you know what? Even though I bird walk, I know how to come back to what I was talking about. But the little historia I was going to tell you here was my grandmother one time had a boyfriend. And this man was an Hispanic man who swore he could not speak Spanish. He swore he could not speak English. And he would always talk in Spanish. My grandmother, she was here 30 years of her life, but she just could not, master the English, the pronunciation. But when that man drank a little too much, which was quite often, and thank goodness she didn't last with him too long, he would all of a sudden speak English. And his favorite line was, "Be yourself, God damn it. Be yourself." And I always remember that. I used to laugh. I was a kid, maybe 8, 9. And I used to laugh because he would, all of a sudden, booze would make him speak English. Now, I don't know if he was drinking some sort of special beer, but all of a sudden he would just speak English without hesitation and without an accent. So weird. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about. Share your historia, your struggles and your triumphs. Let your audiencia see the real you. This builds confianza, this builds confidence and fosters a deep connection. Remember, people will buy from people they trust. Gente compra de gente que en realidad le tienen confianza. So when you are genuine and you are true to yourself, your audiencia, your audience will feel it because it's real and they will respond positively. And it's so, so important that you understand that. Another crucial element is consistency. This is where the majority of people, of mujerpreneurs, fall short. It's not enough to show up once in a while. You need to be there consistently, providing value, providing valor, engaging with your audience, and showing up as the experta that you are. You want to create a content calendar because people always ask me, well, Marti, how do I do that? Well, create a content calendar. I have tutorials on my YouTube, Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel that can share just that. So give it a whirl. Create a content calendar. Set aside time each week, if not daily, to plan and produce your content. Because, amigas, chulas, hermosas, here's what I want to share with you. I want to share with you that consistency is the key to maintaining momentum. It's so important for you to maintain momentum. So critically important. I hate to say that, but it's so true. It's so critically important that you learn to create this consistency, that you learn to create the momentum and maintain that momentum. Not just create it, but maintain it. And let's not forget about the power of community. El poder de la comunidad. We as Latinas are stronger together. Juntas podemos más. We still have a large gap that is necessary for us to be able to empower each other. But begin to surround yourself with like-minded mujerpreneurs who uplift you and support you. Join groups, attend talleres, and network with other mujerpreneurs. It's so important. Collaborative efforts are so important. Colaboración over competition. Collaboration over competition. Always will lead to your success. When we lift each other up, we all rise. Cuando nos levantamos juntas, acuérdense que juntas siempre podemos más. Now let's dive into some strategies, because you're probably thinking, okay, Marti, so what's a strategy? Well, one of the most effective ways to grow your business, your negocio, is through storytelling. Just like today, I was sharing, some stories. Share your journey, your why, and the impact you want to make. I always share with everybody when they ask me, what's the impact you want to make? For me, I want to leave a legacy of Latina leaders behind me who, at the day that I depart this world, they will say amongst each other, and they will put it on my epitaph, Marti, because of you, I didn't quit. Use your voz, amigas chulas hermosas, to inspire and to motivate others. Storytelling creates an emotional connection that is far more powerful than any advertisement. So important. Tan importante. Sumamente importante. And I also want to emphasize the importance of education. This digital landscape is constantly evolving, and staying updated is crucial. You got to invest in courses. You got to invest in memberships. You got to invest in coaching. Just today, I invested in a course with a digital course creator to grow my following on Instagram. You've got to do that. You must be able to put out if you want others to put out for your things. Like I said, attend webinars. Never stop learning. Nunca dejes de aprender. Knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more you are equipped to be able to navigate and to put into action all of what you've learned. So that when retos come your way, when challenges come your way, you are equipped to handle them. So important. We forget that. Instead, we look at the price tag. Instead of looking at what are we going to get at the end, or by me investing in this, we look at the price tag. Seriously, let's talk about this. When was the last time you looked at the price tag and bought a coffee based on how much it cost? ¿Verdad que no? So remember, let's talk about, lastly, self-care. As mujerpreneurs, we often put our negocio first and ourselves last. I know. I've been there. Here's another story. I was given 3 years to bring the school that I was principal at out of program improvement. I did it, but it almost killed me. I walked into my second bout of cancer. I was trying to pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So take time to recharge, to do what makes you feliz, and to take care of your mental and physical health. A happy and healthy you is the best foundation for a thriving negocio. Mujeres hermosas, take it from me, Marti Angel, the Empowering Latina Coach. But before I wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Remember that you are poderosa, you are capable, and you are deserving of éxito. The journey of a mujerpreneur is not easy, but it is incredibly rewarding. Embrace the retos, celebrate the victorias, and never forget the incredible mujer that you truly are. Mujeres hermosas, chulas, I hope you found power in this episode. I hope that you found something that you can take away and take with you. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to share it, because the more you share it, the more people we can touch. Gracias por estar aquí, mis hermosas chulas. Remember que juntas podemos más. Together we can achieve anything. And again, if you found value in today's episode, share it with your amigas and leave a review. A positive one, please. And as always, keep shining, keep thriving, and keep being the amazing mujerpreneur that you truly are. Hasta la próxima. This is Marti Angel, the host of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, saying gracias por estar aquí. And as always, have a beautiful day. Namaste.